Well, the last person I need to talk to about the Douglas South by-election is Anthony Allen, who's now with us. Anthony, here we go. You got your thing out, which is the first one I've actually seen. This is just your introduction letter, is it?
Correct.
So we start with everyone. What do you want to do? If you go to the door and you knock on it, what would you be saying to people?
My message is deliberately very clear, simple and succinct. My message is serve the people. And I think that that's something that's been forgotten about over the years. I'm sure everybody approaches this with the best of intentions, but my focus from day one will be to serve the people.
Okay. I think everyone would say that though, isn't it? But you've got to stand out. I mean, how are you going to serve people?
Well, at the moment, we're on the edge of this pandemic crisis. Our government has been supporting businesses, supporting the economy. They haven't got a bottomless pit, and at some stage, that money will have to be paid back by all members of society. If I was to put one thing at the top of the list, I would say that the economy is pretty high up there for me. Looking to restart businesses, diversify the economy. Gone are the days where we can rely on one or two sectors. That's not smart for us. We're going to have to adapt. We're going to have to diversify. We're going to have to get the government to invest in old businesses, current businesses, and new ones as well.
See, the problem there, of course, is you've got the closed and open borders going on here, because people who want to get the economy going again, by the very nature, means some more opening of the borders. Would you agree with that?
I would agree. The one thing I think the government has done particularly well for everybody is they've kept the borders closed, and I think that that's worked well for us. We're now 60 plus, heading up to 70 days COVID free. When I look at the news of the northwest of England, I'm horrified at the difference between us and them. Not that we're comparing, but what I do want to say is that opening up the borders, when that happens, that could be this year, it could be next month. At the moment, we don't know. It's not likely to be as soon as that. But preparing businesses, getting businesses ready, is not going to take days and weeks. A lot of work can be done in the background whilst something which is out of our control happens. Okay,
so I'm not still trying to work out exactly. You want the economic activity, but by the very nature, it does require that to be slackened. You accept that. You don't want to keep things shut for too long.
It's a double-edged sword. Very much. I'm edging on caution. I do not want to see the borders opened at this moment. I was pleased to see on the news this morning that there's a new portable device for a new test, which they can test in 90 minutes and get a result in 90 minutes. Now, in the background, there's roughly 200 pharmaceutical businesses across the world working night and day to come up with a vaccine. Let's not forget that there's a lot going on.
Let's park this one because that's fine. What about Douglas South? What are the issues there, you think? Have you been engaging and going around?
I have been engaging. It's early stages yet. I've not got a wide enough group to give you a.
Are you from the area? Do you live there?
I live in Onken.
Right.
I
know you're Onken. Yeah. So yes, commission-wise.
I'm 3 miles away.
Okay.
So it's not a huge distance, as we know.
Right.
I'm quite familiar with Douglas South as an area. I've on the doorstep got the impression that there are a number of outstanding issues that, for reasons that we're aware of, because they've not had representation, are outstanding. They may involve the DOI, they may involve the Department of Education, they could involve other areas, but certainly people that are a little bit angry on the doorstep are saying, why has this not been done? There will be reasons why they've not been done, not least of which that we've had lockdown to go through. But I think for me, if I am elected, the first thing I would like to do is deal with the outstanding issues that have been put to me on the doorstep.
Okay. you see yourself as a full-time politician, national issues, local issues? How would you describe yourself?
I see myself as an experienced person. Obviously, you'll be aware that I've served as a commissioner for the last 4 years. I believe that I've served the people well. I've looked after them in a way that I've added value to the community. There's a lot of good things that have happened. I've consistently supported low rates and low rents. And what I hope is that coming into Douglas South, I'm going to address some of the same concerns.
Mm-hmm. Do you see yourself then, as back to this question though, standing to do national politics or mixing? I mean, where would you like to be if you got into government? Let's try that. Where would you see yourself fitting in?
Just coming back to the question you just asked. This is not a 1-year job contract. This is a long-term commitment to Douglas South, to the people of Douglas South. If I get elected for the next 12, 15 months, that will be a springboard to serving the next 5-year term.
And you'll stay for Douglas South if that happened? I mean, where do you see yourself? Would you move around?
No, 100% for Douglas South.
Yeah.
This will be a long-term commitment. Anyone that knows me knows that.
But if you didn't get in this time, suppose you didn't, right? Would you then think, well, maybe on next time or whatever? Or would you still be fixed to Douglas South?
I'm not looking that far ahead. I mean, I think it would be foolish of me. The job in hand, and there is a job in hand at the moment, is to serve the people. Mm-hmm. I will serve the people to the best of my ability, full time, in Douglas South.
So where would you fit best in government, and would you take a government position?
It's very, very unlikely that I would be even considered for a government position.
I don't know. Getting on a board is not that difficult at the minute. They're a bit short on people, aren't they?
I think my priority has to be to repay the faith that the people of Douglas South have put in me by voting for me, if they vote for me on the 27th of August. Mm-hmm. And I will look to not take any position that will detract from my focus, which is to serve the people of Douglas South.
Commendable, but would you do, if Howard comes to you and says, can you take a position on that board?
Not until we get into the next election for the first 5 years.
And where would you fit then? Let's try that. Yeah. I'm trying to find out where you think you'd be the most use.
I would think that if I was pigeonholing myself, and I'm not doing that, I'm going to remain open-minded, but if you were to put a label on me, that label would be Department for Enterprise. I've had
economically active and all that sort of thing.
With over 30 years of business experience with businesses from small family businesses on the island through to medium and large businesses in the UK and Europe, definitely that experience has got to be of value.
Okay. How do you think the government's done? I mean, besides the borders, are you pro the Quayle government? Would you see yourself as that voice asking a lot of questions? Or because everyone says that, of course, but how do you describe yourself?
I come back to my mantra, if you like, and I don't want to bore people by this, but I'm there to serve the people. I'm not there for any self-interest.
They want to know. They want to know.
I'm not there to fall in line with the rest of the government.
Have they done a good job, the government?
I think the government have done some things well, and they've done some things that they could have done a lot better. Mm-hmm. Do
you want to give me examples?
No, that's really unfair to criticise the government.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that at this stage. I think what I would do though is speak loud and clear and say to them, perhaps we can do things in a different way. Let's look at doing things which will hopefully give a better result, a result that doesn't waste money, a result that doesn't require bringing in consultants from the UK and further afield. It's easy for me on the sidelines to be critical. I think it'll be a different matter if I'm fortunate enough to be elected and be on the inside. Mm-hmm. But either way, I will add value to it. I will be loud and clear, and I will make that difference.
Most people, what they thought about the prom, and it's not Douglas South, but it's just like the example there. What do you think to that and the works? Would you have done this? Would you have done that? Agree with it?
If I would like to think that if I'd have been at the helm of that project, it would have happened a lot quicker.